Hello everyone. We are learning how all our appearances can teach us the truth of wisdom. We often talk about the weather, and the weather can teach us a wisdom. We say, oh, it's really cold today, or it's milder, or it's raining again. So what is the weather really like? What is it actually? What is the real weather like? If we search, we will find that the weather is constantly changing. It is completely dependent upon so many causes and conditions. It is not really like anything. But when we think and talk about the weather, we feel it really is cold. It really is raining, as if the weather really were like this. But in truth, the weather is constantly changing. It does not exist from its own side. It does not govern itself, thinking, today I'm going to rain, today I'm going to be very cold. It is completely dependent upon, at the mercy of, causes and conditions, factors outside of itself. So it is ever constantly changing. There is never a weather that is truly like anything. All it is a constant change of causes and conditions, completely fluid. In a similar way, we can understand about ourself. So we talk about, I'm really happy, or I'm really unhappy, I'm really upset, I'm depressed, as if we were really like this. This self or I really is upset, really is unhappy. But the self, again, like the weather, is constantly changing, completely dependent upon causes and conditions outside of itself. So just as the weather is fluid, so the self is fluid, completely dependent upon causes and conditions. In this way, we don't grasp at a self that really is unhappy, really is depressed, really is anxious, because the self is ever changing, completely fluid. So we can remember how the weather is constantly changing. You cannot find a truly existent, actual weather of any sort. So we cannot actually find a truly existent self that is like anything. In truth, the self is empty of existing truly. It is empty like space. And from the space of emptiness, then, in dependence upon causes and conditions, we can appear as a happy self, as an unhappy self, as an upset self, and so on. So we need to remember the truth, how our self in reality is empty like space. And whenever we feel an unhappy, upset self, depressed self, we can think, this isn't truly who I am. This isn't the real self. In truth, myself is empty like space, and we can relax our grasping into that space-like emptiness, which is the real nature of ourself.